Google is taken over my life. It has me on a leash. Google Maps basically raised me. My passwords, my maps, my calendars. If Google just disappeared, I'd basically just be homeless. But why do you think everything is free? That's because Google has everything about me. It knows what I'm doing, it knows what I'm buying, and the next day it's like, hey, do you want to buy this product that you definitely need? So I wanted to find out what would happen if I just cut the leash and ran into the wild and became a free man. I see people trying to de-Google their life, and I want to be one of those people because scientifically it will give me like 10 IQ and give me a happier life. But how inconvenient is this freedom, and is it even worth it? There's an operating system called GrapheneOS, which is based on an open source version of Android, and it doesn't have Google breathing on your neck. No Play services, no Google apps, and no side quests just happening in your pockets. It's just a clean and private phone. Ironically, to de-Google your phone, you need to have a Google phone. Google is crying right now. So I picked up this Google 6A, which on a side note, it's a 4-year-old phone which I found £100 on eBay, and it's still getting the newest Android 17 beta. That's crazy. So let's try installing GrapheneOS, because I've heard that it's supposed to be a lot easier than installing something like LineageOS, and I'm kind of traumatized by that.
And I'm getting an infinite boot loop. Really? What went wrong?
Step 1, enabling OEM unlocking. Now that's enabled. The next step is to boot into the bootloader interface. Ooh, there you go. Unlock the bootloader to allow flashing the OS and firmware. Unlock the bootloader. Yes. So now it says device state unlocked. You need to obtain the GrapheneOS factory images for your device to proceed with the installation process. Downloaded. Where? I don't know. Let's just click flash. Oh, wait, it's not doing anything. Oh, it is. Okay, now that the flashing is finished, it tells me to lock the bootloader. So volume down, lock bootloader, start. Your device is loading a different operating system. Okay, welcome to GrapheneOS. Wait a second. So you're telling me this whole process, including downloading and installing, took me 15 minutes. Crazy. Straight after installing, I noticed that there's only 14 apps and they're all in black and white. And since there's no Google, every single app is a custom app, including the Play Store. And you might be thinking, stop the cap. This isn't the Play Store because it has like 2 apps. And you might be right, because the actual Play Store is called a crescent? But then that also has only a few apps. So what the hell's going on? There is an app store within an app store, and there is still no app store. But then this guy on Reddit said that the app that he's using is called Obtainium, which sounds like some kind of a Minecraft ore, but I'm still gonna try it. Turns out it's not really an app store and it's completely empty, which at this point I knew this is gonna be a long day. Apparently this app gets the Android apps directly from the source, and you get auto updates, and there's no middleman mingling in between, so Google doesn't even know what you're downloading or what you're doing. So you can just search for an app and then select GitHub and it will just download the app. The to-go app store would have been F-Droid, but then even the GrapheneOS developers said that there's some security risks, and obviously we don't need that, so that's why I'm downloading straight from the source. But wait a second, what if I need like a big app like Instagram that's not made by an indie developer? And for that, I need another app store. What's going on? How many app stores do I need? And this one is called Aurora, and the best part about it is that it's completely anonymous, so you don't even need a Google account. You just download anything and no one even knows who you are. As I was messing around, something prompted me to download Google Play services, and at this point I started sweating because screw you Google, I'm not downloading anything. But then I clicked it anyway. But then straight after, I felt so bad. I could feel something weird in my stomach. It felt like I just committed a sin. So I went back and just deleted the Google Play services, because apparently you can do that. But going back to the main quest, the Aurora store had all the big apps like Instagram, WhatsApp, and Discord, all completely anonymous. But to get the Aurora store, I had to get it from F-Droid, which I got from Obtainium, which found it on GitHub. What's going on? This is so confusing. To download this, you need to get it from here, and then as I was setting up Instagram, it sent me a code to my email, which made me realize Gmail is Google Mail. and I'm not allowed to use that. So how am I gonna send my email? And that's our first roadblock. And what do you mean Instagram needs access to my contacts? Who do you think you are? I ain't giving you anything. Location? Hell no. If I didn't have this sexy profile picture, you wouldn't even know what I look like. By the way, follow me on Instagram. I post like twice a year. Luckily, you can disable all the permissions and Instagram only has access to the internet and to send me notifications. And you can do this for like any app. Oh, and the emails. So here's the thing. You can't really do much about that. Yes, there are alternatives like Proton Mail, but for that, I'd have to make a new account. And if I sent an email to someone and the email doesn't end with google.com, I just look like a creep. So I guess I'm gonna be stuck with Google. I suppose you could forward the emails, but at that point I'm still using Google. So what's the point? Now here's the thing, I am super lazy. I don't even have a password manager. I literally just go to Google Keep, dump all my passwords there, and you might say, that's completely stupid and dangerous, and I'm gonna get hacked one day. And you're completely right. But in that case, I can just blame Google, cry a little bit, and just make a new account. It's free. So I found this app called NotesSnook, and here's the thing, it has a browser version which I synced with my phone app, but the thing is the free version only has like 50 megabytes, unless I get a membership. And at that point, I don't even know, do I pay the app or do I just let Google take my information? I could technically self-host using like a Raspberry Pi or something, but that just sounds like such a hassle. I'm definitely not doing that. Go ahead. Read what I'm writing, steal it, I don't care. And this is not just a me problem. I found this guy on Reddit and he shared his de-googling journey and he couldn't even find like half the alternatives, like YouTube for example. The thing is, YouTube is linked to my Google account, so there's literally nothing that I can do about it. However, if you're not a YouTuber, there's an app called Tubely which lets you watch YouTube without any ads, and you can even subscribe to people without logging in, which is pretty cool. But finding the alternatives is not even the end of this side quest, because actually having to use those apps is just as annoying. So like a Google Maps alternative on GrapheneOS is called Organic Maps, which at first didn't even find my location, including the weather app, until I left the building. But then again, when I got home, it couldn't even find me, so the GPS just sucks indoors. And then look, if I select point A to B, the public transport option just says what line to get, but that's it. There's nothing else, there's no details, there's no instructions. So I was like, screw this, let me just download the City Mapper from Aurora Store, which I use on my personal phone, but that app does not work unless I have Google Play services, so what am I supposed to do now? So then after a couple of days, I kind of just got fed up because every time I needed a new app, I didn't know where to get it from. Do I get it from Obtainium? Do I get it from the Aurora Store? Or do I get it from F-Droid, even though I'm not supposed to use it? And then this one time when I was trying to download VLC from Obtainium, it said that it couldn't find a suitable release from GitHub. Like, come on. In situations like these, I just wish I had one Play Store, just one place where I could download anything. And yeah, you could download something called the Sandboxed Play Store, which has a lot more restrictions, but at that point, it's like a vegan trying to eat fake meat. Like, at that point, just use the Play Store, just use all the Google services, or go all out and use nothing. And that's the problem. I value my convenience way more than my freedom. I'll literally get down on my knees and beg Google to take me back. Take the £2.50 that I pay for storage. Just let me use all the apps without any hassle. Take all my information, do whatever you want with it. Especially when I review a bunch of phones, I just want to log in into one account and I just want everything to work. That's not me saying that GrapheneOS is bad. In fact, I really like this project, but I just don't think it's for everyone. I think most people just don't want to tinker with their phones. They just want it to work. But if you do want to tinker, GrapheneOS has a bunch of cool features. So in the end, am I switching back to Google? Of course I am, because I'm lazy, but this was actually a fun test.